it will never be in our favor. Because we always say, oh, the system's broke, the system's broke, the system's broke. The fuck it's not. It's built for them, by them. It works perfectly. Because ask them. We back.
Yes, sir.
I ain't like the way I said that. We back. Nah, we back though, man.
On this Terminator shit.
Huh?
On your Terminator shit.
Yeah, man. I will be back. Yeah, but we back, man. Season 3 episode. This is what, 7?
7.
Shit. Going strong.
Heavenly number.
Going strong in 2023.
Shit.
Yes, the Fuck That Shit Dawg podcast.
Yes, sir.
You're rocking with your boy Veezy.
Qurious.
Yeah, man, and we got to start this one off on a little somber note. After we finished recording last week, I go online and I see a bunch of rest in peace tweets and trends and everything. So I'm like, who died? And go to find out that Dave from Dave from De La Soul.
Yeah.
AKA True Goy the Dove. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. All I heard was Dave.
That's all I ever heard too.
Yeah. But yeah, he had a whole bunch of AKAs I ain't never heard of until last week. But
he's only 54.
Yeah, man.
So it's like, man, I think that even though you can, when you think about it, it's like you're young, but you never know if you could have done something to prevent, that untimely demise. It's like, man, you just gotta please think about your health.
Mm-hmm.
Please think about your health. Pay attention to any signs.
And man, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think our life expectancy has gotten shorter. Dudes is, and it sounds fucked up to say, but people are dying younger these days. And, it's just like you said, man. You really gotta focus on your health.
Yeah, if you don't do nothing else.
Like, you really gotta pay attention to that shit. If you see something wrong,
feel the kind of ways.
Hey, don't hesitate to call a doctor and this shit don't feel right. What's going on with me? Let me know now.
I think that when it comes to health in general, like we understand that a woman's body changes, after they have children and all kinds of stuff happens. But men also, like the way your body might have processed certain foods when you were in your 20s or how you could handle drinking in your 20s, it ain't the same in your 40s.
Nah.
And we have to recognize that, as men, that our bodies are changing. And you got to be like, hey, I got to adapt with the times. Like, maybe I can't eat triple cheeseburger with a large tea and large fry every Friday like I did when I was in my 20s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You guys get you a motherfucking Caesar salad and water.
Something.
Something.
Yeah, man. And I'm 100% agree with that. Your body just not processing shit the same way. Like if you come on, you go out drinking, you probably before could. Let's just we both went to college. I remember going to parties at the scholarship house and taking the whole fifth of Bacardi to the head by myself.
Yeah. I would drink a whole bottle of E&J before I went to the gym party.
Woke up the next day feeling fine.
Yeah. I wouldn't dare try that shit today.
Hell no. For what?
Why? Wouldn't dare. I used to be off the chain.
I think if I did that, I wouldn't wake up.
I don't even want to know.
I'm not even. That's exactly. Yeah. That's not something I want to find out.
Yeah.
That's just that's nuts.
Today,
I couldn't even think
if I
about
get a
doing
buzz,
that shit
I'm
now.
fine. Just a little bit of buzz, and I'm come down in about 2 hours.
Yep. Let me give me I'm a pint doing it for me.
A pint.
That's pushing it for me.
That's pushing it.
And it don't matter what it is. I'm gonna wake up hungover, feeling bad as fuck.
Like, why did I still
it's
drink
like, why
that
do
bullshit?
I even do that shit? Yeah, that's why I don't drink that much now.
Right.
That's why I don't drink that much now. But yeah, man. Rest in peace to Dave Joe LaCour. 1/3 of De La Soul, man. So
yes, sir.
Thoughts and prayers of your family. Let's get to talking about this Super Bowl a little bit, man.
Oh, I thought it was a great game. The outcome did not come out the way I thought it would, but it was a great game.
I jumped on the NBA, the NFL is rigged train that night.
Yeah. You saw that 37-34.
I saw that 37-34, and then when I saw it, it was after the first quarter. So I was like, well, this can't be right because the score is 7-7, not 10-0, right?
Right.
And then halftime was like, all right, so it really can't be right because that script said the Chiefs was going to be winning at halftime, not the Eagles. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe they saw this shit and flipped it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe now the Chiefs going to win 37-34. We get into about the fourth quarter. Somebody pointed out to me, it's mathematically impossible for it to go 37-34.
Right.
Unless the Chiefs missed this extra point. I was like, all right, let's see if they miss this extra point. They made the shit. So I was like, all right, so they're going to win 38-35. What was the score?
Mm-hmm. Whoever had it last.
38-35. And that shit. Now, all that shit aside, that was a good game.
Good game.
That was a good game.
Offenses were clicking on both sides.
Defenses made plays and didn't make plays when they needed to.
Definitely.
For the Chiefs, they made plays when they need to. For the Eagles, that holding call was kind of bullshit, but
it was still there.
It was there, and it didn't need to be because Patrick Mahomes overthrew him. Even if he didn't hold him, Juju wasn't catching that ball. So it's kind of, yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I ain't gonna lie, I was wowed by it. I was wowed by the game, how both teams really came out to play. I mean, I would say defense. People say defenses play sucky, but at the same time, they just got offensive weapons, guys who can make plays.
The Chiefs defense did what it needed to do.
Yeah.
In the second half, the Eagles controlled the ball. They held that bitch for most of the third quarter.
Most of it, yeah.
And when they had it, they only came away with 3 points.
Yep, out of all that.
That's a win for the defense, especially when they went into the game. I mean, they went into halftime with a 24-14 lead.
Right.
So to come from that and only score 3 points in the third quarter and then 8 in the fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You can say defenses play sucky, but if you know football, it wasn't that bad on the Chiefs side.
Right.
Now, the Eagles defense played great in the first half.
Yep.
You held them to 14 points. We held them to 7 because the other 7 was a turnover.
Yep.
So they didn't play bad.
Fumble that joint. Yep.
I mean, if it wasn't for turnovers and other shit, the Eagles would have won that bitch. It would have been a blowout. But hey, that's football. That's the way they write. That's the way they draw it up.
Yep. Agreed.
That's the way the script is printed. You said it was gonna be a close game.
Yep. Yes, sir.
It was close. It was close, man. So outside of the game, what think about the other extracurricular shit? Let's start with the commercials.
I thought the flag football joint was cool with the females.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought the commercials were kind of like, they weren't bad, but they wasn't like over the top great either.
It was one commercial that fucked everybody up.
Which one was that?
That Tubi commercial.
Oh, I ain't pay attention to that.
Okay. At one point during the game, did you think somebody changed the channel on you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That commercial had all of America ready to whoop their kids simultaneously.
Yeah.
Cause all I seen the shit, and it's me and my son watching. I seen it. I immediately looked at him like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then I thought, I'm like, "No, I got the remote control. What am I doing?" And like,
Then the
I'm
game
looking
came
around
back.
like, "Am I sitting on this bitch?" And then for a good 5 minutes, I had to wait till the game came back on to be like, "Oh, that was a commercial."
Yeah.
I real deal thought like something fucked up.
Yeah, like you lost signal or something.
I thought I got hacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
That
sitting
joint
there
was crazy.
like the remote sitting right here. I done took the batteries out, put it back in, and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh.
Shit crazy.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Overall I enjoyed it. I thought the halftime show was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was bad. She did everything, all of her up tempo songs. I thought the choreography was
All right,
good.
let's get to the elephant in the room. Did you immediately think she was pregnant or not?
No, after you start looking at the belly, you have to be like, that's just not her natural shape.
My man, when she first came out, I was like, oh, okay, she still got a little bit of the baby weight. Cause I couldn't remember when her son was born. So I'm like, okay, so she got a little bit of the baby weight still. So okay. And as she danced, I'm like, well, damn, Riri usually put more into the dance moves. Now I'm looking, I'm like, hold up, is she pregnant? Cause my son said it was born.
Some people said it was boring. Some people discussed it, but dog, this is my thing. This to me, this is the elephant in the room. People just don't even try to enjoy shit no more. You automatically have your criticize. I'm gonna criticize this shit head on. It's like
Well, shit,
crazy.
it's the Super Bowl. I'm thinking, look, I love Rihanna. I'm not saying she did a bad. She did great, knowing the circumstances now. She did great. She looked wonderful.
Yeah,
She
I'm
looked
still a
amazing.
fan.
You know what I'm saying? And the set was like one of the best sets. Like I don't know
Yeah,
how they had the shit coming out the sky, and then you think about it like, wait, they ain't got no damn roof.
Yep, like she was way up there
You know what I'm
performing.
saying? Like that's not no easy task. So
That shit was
it's
crazy.
still something to be amazed at. But the actual when you look at past Super Bowl halftime performances, you always get a guest performance.
Right.
You know, you always have it's always something that's mixed in with just the headliner. This was just straight up Rihanna and Fenty. That was the guest. That was the guest performance.
Fenty, what her
Her
brand?
makeup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
It's cool. I mean, like I said, man, I don't know. In this world of opinion, and of course, we give our opinion, but sometimes I just like, man, you can be entertained.
yeah, I mean it was good. It was cool for what it was.
Yeah.
I expected more, just
Oh,
because last year we had Kendrick, Snoop, Dr. Dre, 50, Eminem. Uh, who else was there? Mary J. Blige.
right.
That's 6 people right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had one with Missy Elliott and Katy Perry on the same one. Was that the same? Yeah, Missy and Katy Perry was on the same halftime show, I believe.
Mm.
The Seahawks and the Patriots. I believe, but that was some years back. But
Right.
most Super Bowl performances is multiple guests.
Yeah, not
So I
just
think
one.
that's what that might have been some of it as to because that's the whole time I was just like, damn, so it's just gonna be Rihanna? Like I'm looking for her to switch it up or bring somebody out to do a song with her. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know
That
Jay-Z ain't coming out there to do no
of
umbrella.
course. But that coupled with the fact that she wasn't like going
All in.
you
So
done seen her perform before.
you want her to do a windmill? I feel you do.
Nobody expected her to come out there pregnant.
Nah, you're right.
All right.
I mean, I guess rather than just say I'm pregnant, I guess like you're gonna see during this performance.
Yeah. That was a good way for her to reveal that she's on baby number 2.
Yeah.
Everybody talking about ASAP Rocky again. We'll get to that picture in a minute.
Okay.
But since we own it, we'll probably get to that next. But yeah, I mean, what the I don't I can see why people was kind of not upset, but just not impressed with that Super Bowl, the halftime show.
Yeah.
Not saying her performance wasn't good. It's just it's the Super Bowl.
That shit ain't slap.
Yeah. Like the song, she came out. She came out with "Bitch Better Have My Money." That's my
Yeah.
favorite song by her. Of course, I was up singing. Hell yeah, bitch better have my money. But I'm still noticing shit. Like,
Right.
hold up, she ain't killing them dance moves like she usually do. I know
Yeah.
you got the little baby weight on you still, but that shouldn't stop you from. Wait a minute, is she pregnant?
Yeah.
But I'm saying all this in my head because my 10-year-old son don't know nothing. 11-year-old son, he don't know nothing about none of this stuff.
Right.
All he asking me is, Dad, is it just gonna be Rihanna? I guess so.
Yeah.
He said it was boring. He ain't like it.
Hey, it's all good.
But I mean, a kid.
Yeah.
And last year he saw 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop, Kendrick. Who else was out there? Oh, Mary J. Blige. It was somebody else. I'm missing somebody. I think. But
They had a lot of people.
yeah. But yeah, that's all. That's all. We can get to that picture. I ain't even got it up here on the what's the name. But what you think about that picture with her with Rihanna, ASAP Rocky and the baby, where it looked like she leading him and he in the back holding the baby. Have you seen that picture?
No, I haven't seen it.
All right, then we ain't gonna talk about it. They
Well, I mean, what people saying about it? Look like he's like she
being
running things.
emasculated, yeah.
Oh well.
We'll save that for another. We'll save that. We might save it to the end of the show. I'll pull it up
Yeah,
and show
'cause
you,
I
and then
mean,
we'll revisit it. But
people don't get shit.
shit. Look,
Like I said, there's a lot of other things that are emasculating. Not holding your baby, holding your child is not. If anything, it might be more masculine. You're holding your
yeah,
child.
but you got to look at the picture, man. You got to
Okay.
look at the. I would say the same thing if I hadn't seen the picture.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
It's like you got to see it. It ain't just holding the baby. It's the effeminate pose. It's the kiss on the cheek, which ain't nothing wrong with kissing your kids. You know what I'm saying? I kiss my son, ain't nothing. I kiss my baby on the cheek, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it's you gotta see it, man.
Okay. Okay.
Pull it up on your phone. It's
All right.
just ASAP. I mean Rihanna ASAP Rocky. It's probably
Okay.
gonna be the first picture you see. But we can get to the little main topic, I guess.
All right. Yes, sir.
So we're gonna talk about this stolen wealth. And my inspiration for this was so there's this couple, this black farmer in Colorado. They've been sharing over the past month or so how their cattle has been poisoned, and they're going back and forth with their white neighbors, and I guess they're trying to run him off the land. And we've seen this shit happen before, how white America has gotten a lot of its land, or in the reverse of that, how black Americans have lost a lot of their land going over the past couple hundred years. Not even a couple hundred years, almost 150 years, really. You find it?
Yeah, with this her in the front with like a black dress.
Yeah. Just save it for later.
All right,
Just save it for later.
all right, I'm listening.
But yeah. So, how first of all, it's fucked up that just because these black farmers uh I guess compete with the white farmers, that instead of competing, you have to sabotage. And it just had me thinking, like, how often does that shit happen where black people get some shit and they do hold on to it? Because we always talk about generational wealth,
Right.
right? We always talk about generational wealth and how we should keep ownership of some shit, of our shit, so that we can pass it down to our kids and shit, build legacy or whatever.
Right.
But what happens when you do try to do that shit, but you got these people over here, either number one trying to steal your shit, or number two trying to sabotage your shit so it's not successful, right?
Right.
Like it's plenty of. We can go all the way back to the race riots in like the late 1800s, early
Yeah.
1900s,
Well,
Rosewood.
well, I mean, the thing about it is, it's like when you think about true systemic oppression, it's like it's there and it's in your face, and nobody wants to acknowledge the elephant in the room. It's like, hey, y'all can make a little bit of money as long as it's not competing with me. And if you are competing with
Mm-hmm.
me, there's the laws on my side, and I can fuck up your assets, and mine can keep going and flourishing or whatever. And it's wrong. It's terrible. Like that is completely the definition of systemic oppression.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, and it's like you see the shit happening, but then, and especially when you try to get the law involved, they're no help.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Because if I was to take matters into my own hand, now I'm getting arrested. Now I'm getting, charges brought up. These black. You heard the story about the black farmers, have you?
Yeah.
Like you've been following it. They got arrested. The husband did. He gets arrested, and it's like, well, wait a minute. These motherfuckers is poisoning my cattle. They vandalizing my shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because we have Black Lives Matter flags on our property, it's our property. We can have whatever the fuck we want on our property, right? Just because I think it was one where they lost some of their herd, and they went, they were in the street. Like, I guess they had to go into the neighbor's property. They had their hands up saying, "Yo, our hands are up. Don't shoot." Like in a hands up, don't shoot
Yeah.
fashion. But it's like, yo, yeah, don't shoot us. Our cattle got out. We on your land, but we ain't trespassing. We trying to round up our shit. Don't shoot us. That's a real shit.
Right.
To even have to say it though.
Yeah. It's just crazy. It's like this is the part where, and not even saying that there's a whole lots of black farmers, but it's like to unionize and be together. Like
Yeah,
racism is a team sport
yeah. And it ain't just the farmers. It's black
everywhere.
business. Period. I seen a video where this lady had I don't know if it was a bus company, but she had buses on her land.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in rural, I want to say North Carolina. Her neighbors was fucking vandalizing her buses, spray painting nigger and shit on the buses, and fucking with them.
Right.
That's like, for what? Like you that mad? I am who I am that you have to fuck up my livelihood.
That's crazy.
And it's crazy because this shit has been going on, and for people to say, "Whoa, we live in a post-racial society,"
Like,
no,
hell
we
no,
the
we
fuck don't, because
Not
this
at
shit
all.
still happens. This shit still happens, and it's either you either doing it because you just flat out hate us, or you doing it because you don't want to see us
Succeed.
not even just succeed, surpass you,
Yeah.
because that shit was happening in Rosewood.
Right.
That shit was happening in Tulsa. That shit was happening in New York.
Right.
Black people, they were pulling themselves up by the bootstraps, so to say, fresh out of slavery, becoming lawyers and doctors and bankers and all grocers and all type of shit. The shit that we say we need now, they had back then.
They were doing it.
They was doing it. The only thing they didn't have was security.
Yeah, because I mean, if you got the guns, you got the power.
And that's
Well, but also too, man, it's like, man, when you look at certain teachings of certain scholars,
mm-hmm.
and it's like people really miss the point. Like you said, as much as we love popular culture and the things that we have that identify and that we use as a form of expression, some of that ideology of togetherness and black unity, like as it was in the early '90s,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that should have came back. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, now it's kind of crazy, man. It's crazy. Like I said, more unified type of thought
Yeah, I think it's
in the
like
community.
I think it's just like a fear that, oh, look what they did back then. If we try to come up
They'll do
again,
that shit
they'll
again
do it
to us.
again. But you learn from history.
Yeah,
If you don't learn from history, then yeah, it will happen again. But if you learn from history, that's what that's what gives you the information
to
as
stop
far
the shit
as
from
what you
happening.
need to do to stop it from happening again. Okay, what happened to Rosewood, Tulsa, and all the other black townships or black cities or black neighborhoods or black parishes or whatever that got burned up or destroyed? What
Right.
happened? They didn't have any security. They had doctors, lawyers, all this other shit. But who was policing them? Who was their police force? And I
Right.
don't mean police force as in synonymous as police as we know it. I mean just who was their security?
Right.
I'm gonna fuck up this quote, so I'm not even gonna try to say it verbatim. But the gist of it is, uh, uh, you need. Damn, I'm really gonna fuck this quote up. I'm not even gonna try to quote it, but the gist of it is, you need force to protect your wealth. Not force, but power or
Yeah.
military might to protect your wealth. America is one of the greatest countries in the world, right?
Right.
How do they do that? Is it because we have so much money, or is it because we have one of the largest armies in the world? Is it because we spend the
Option
most?
B.
Is it because we spend the most money on education, or is it because we spend the most money on warfare?
Option B.
And it ain't just like it ain't warfare. It's just
We just got some
national
shit just in
security.
case.
You know what I'm saying?
We got some shit just in case some other shit happens.
The budget
For that.
for this country, at least 50% of it is spent
Defense.
on defense.
Yeah.
So if you have an all black community that's building something, and it's growing and it's growing and it's growing to the point where it looks like you're gonna be doing a lot better than your white neighbors down the street who ain't got shit because they ain't got no fucking skills. What do you think is gonna happen? All them niggas got them uppity niggers think they better than us. Let's take their shit. Well, how we gonna justify that shit? Oh, just have Lillian bump up against one of the niggas and say that he raped her. That'll give us the justification to go over there and burn their shit down, and then we'll just steal the land. Yeah, but ain't that what happened?
It is.
Outside of them doing it through the backdoor law type shit and stealing it that way legally.
Right.
It ain't legal is a fucked up word.
Yeah. It's like you're allowed to do it. And it's like,
segregation was legal.
Yeah. Slavery was legal.
Slavery was legal. So, yeah, legal's a fucked up word.
Mm-hmm. Legal does not mean right.
Yeah. So, I mean, if they want it, they'll take it if you aren't prepared to defend it.
Right.
So, what we need to start learning to do is preparing ourselves to defend our shit. We keep screaming about reparations, and I keep saying, what the fuck are we gonna do when we get it? Right? What are we gonna do when we get it? We're gonna get the money, and if we do say, all right, we all got this lump sum of cash, let's put it together and build a black utopia.
Right.
United States of America will bomb that shit within 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Because they'll say, we got all these niggas in one spot. They all came together on our land. All came in one spot. Think that they finna just surpass us. Right, they'll bomb us right off the motherfucking map. And justify that shit. Because who gonna stop them?
You're right. And I mean, it's messed up. It is definitely messed up. So, I mean, like I said, scholars have said the things that you're saying in so many words, just a little bit differently. And it's like, the only way you can truly be free is if you do take it by some kind of force and organize.
Right.
And it's like when you look at these things, or these atrocities happening when someone is stealing and sabotaging, basically our people, it's like, man, all you can think of is if we only unionize, if we all thought groupthink, groupthink, and like, okay, maybe you should file a major lawsuit against this group, and you have your evidence showing how they're responsible for messing up your product and all that stuff, and at least go that route. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I don't know. It's just got to be some kind of way in which we can defend ourselves by the letter of the law to call these basically white farmers out, or call these white.
And see, that's the thing. When you say by the letter of the law, that's what I mean. Laws change.
Yeah. You know, and I mean, hopefully in our favor.
They'll never be in our favor because they always change the laws in their favor. The Black Panthers run up on state capitol. They changed the gun laws.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of money, but no, you're right. But still, like I said, in terms of money with this particular group right here, that's one way to, fight back.
And then when they do change the laws, you have white police chiefs that refuse to respect the new laws if it's in our favor.
Well, I mean, it's true. It's true. All I'm
And
doing is just
then you have lawmakers try to create whole new different departments that operate outside of the law in their favor. Like it'll never, we
Well,
will never, it will never work for us in America.
well, but still, all I'm saying is you need to try to say some type of solution. I mean, we're providing the dialogue, but there's got to be at least some type of light at the end of the tunnel, as opposed to just saying to do anything is hopeless.
I'm saying for black people in America, there's no light at the tunnel. The light at the tunnel does not include America for black people. Because as long as we're here, we have to do things by their book. And that does not bode well for us at all. Because they will always skew the shit in favor of them.
Yeah.
It will never be in our favor. Because we always say, oh, the system's broke, the system's broke, the system's broke. The fuck it's not.
It's working
the
the way it's supposed
system
to.
is built for them, by them. It works perfectly. Because ask them. They ain't got no problem with the system.
No, very rarely.
And I'm talking about because I know somebody's gonna say, well, there's poor white people and there's white people in jail too. Listen, I'm talking about the elite Western thought motherfuckers who run the world. The ones at the top who make the rules, who have us going against each other, plus us going against the poor of other groups. Right? That's what I'm talking about. They write the motherfucking laws. They skew the shit in their favor. It's never gonna work for us. The only thing that's gonna work is if we come together and say, all right, this is what we're going to do to help navigate our way through this shit.
Well, that's I mean, in essence, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like I said, if you get all the farmers together and
yeah, but you saying it is in a way of trying to get them to write the laws to help favor us when it's not gonna happen that way. Like if the farmers get together and say, okay, we'll do this outside of their laws in our bylaws or our whatever. This is what we're gonna do. If the law is this, you got to go by the law, but we'll move in a different way to where I don't know. I'm not a farmer, so I can't really speak to that because I don't even know the laws. I don't know the farming laws.
True enough.
So it's kind of hard to articulate my point using that as an example.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Well, just say at the end of the day, we know they're not going to make laws in black farmers' favor in order to protect them. But I don't know.
But this ain't even just about black. I'm using black.
But that's just
that shit was the inspiration of this.
Yeah.
Because it's like they doing it to black farmers, they doing it to black businesses. Like, and some black businesses, they'll just buy them out. Oh, everybody's loving your product, but they're not buying ours. We'll give you $300 million.
Yeah, sell out.
And then turn the company that we bought for $300 million, which is probably undervalued, and turn it into a $3 billion business. And say they're doing you a favor because we're gonna get your product in this many stores and that many stores and that many stores. You give us 50% of the company or 65% of the company. Or we just buy it all outright for this much money. And it's like, come on, man. Like, and all we give a fuck about is the money. So we take that shit. It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Did you see the shit where the 200 plus students walked out of that Alabama high school? They walked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they was like they was having a Black History Month program, and they were told that they had to omit slavery and civil rights from the program because it made one of the administrators uncomfortable.
I like that. They left
And
us
they
a
was
room.
like, "Fuck that, we just quit. We ain't doing this."
Yeah. Oh, I mean, man,
Fight
it's
the power.
that's it. That's it, man. The point that you have to filter and basically coddle to their feelings. I feel like this, even for folks who've been caught doing blackface, whatever, they're not necessarily even sorry for doing it. They just sorry they got caught.
Mm-hmm.
White folks have never apologized for the atrocities and terrible stuff that they've been a part of. They feel like it's their right. Like I said, again, manifest destiny is just like we know. It's just white folks said by God, God ordained us to take over this shit.
Right.
Like God is only God over y'all, not God over the Indians, black folks, anybody else, just over y'all. And what y'all say is what he thinks.
Yeah.
It's
Fuck all that.
crazy, man. So, man, proud of those 200 people for walking out. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit, dog.
Fuck it.
Fuck your program.
And see, this is what I was talking about. The white majority of the Mississippi House of Representatives voted to create a separate court system and expanded police force within the city of Jackson. And the court system and police force would be appointed completely by white state officials. That's the shit I'm talking about.
Like what is that?
Jackson, Mississippi, the blackest city in the world. Okay, not the world. In the United States. The blackest city in the United States is going to have a separate court system
Yep.
for white people. And they're going to expand the police force.
That's crazy.
And all of this is going to be appointed by white people over the. See, this is what I'm talking about. We can try to make moves like they changed the laws, they changed the rules to suit them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even. I thought I was done with that shit. I was like, fuck it, we going back, but not really. But that's what that shit is, man. That's
Hey,
what that shit is. Like
systemic, like I said, systemic is not just a word that is made up. The system is created to hold, you know,
I couldn't
to
fucking
take
live
them
in
out of
Mississippi, man. I don't know how. If you black and you live in Mississippi, man, more power to you.
Best thing came out of Mississippi is David Banner and Big Crit. Rest that shit flow. Or the blues. Love the blues.
Nah,
The
I'm just
blues is
saying,
wonderful.
if you were born in
Get out that
and
shit.
made it out of Mississippi,
Don't go back.
more power to you, cause I couldn't do it.
I mean, they make it clear that they are definitely stuck in
They
yesteryear.
do not give a fuck about black people in Mississippi.
0%.
And you know what's crazy? It's probably a black person in Mississippi that'll probably fight you to death for them crackers.
Right now. No, sir. No, sir.
Not my boss. Not
Crazy.
my master. He's
Come on.
goods to me.
We sick. Shit.
Everybody I know that anybody I know from Mississippi does not live there anymore. And rarely ever goes back.
Dog, it seems like don't nobody got no shoes in Mississippi. Shit.
That's fucked up to say. Like they just country hicks.
Yeah, that is fucked up to say.
But yeah, that's just real fucked up. Cause I mean can you imagine? Again, can you imagine if we get our shit, if we do get our shit, and we do say, all right, we're gonna build this black ass utopia in this little plot of land that the United States just so graciously set aside for us. It's a trap. Don't that sound like a trap?
It sounds like a trap.
Train derails and explodes in East Palestine, Ohio,
Damn.
spilling all types of toxic chemicals and shit. And then they came and tried to control the motherfucking fire. And now that shit got the water and the air polluted and contaminated. And that shit just. And then another train derailed in Detroit. I don't know if it was Detroit, but it was Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the fuck is going on, man?
I don't know, but definitely need to pay attention. Definitely need to pay attention.
Capitalism got people so worried about making money that they not even giving a fuck about making quality products anymore. They're not even giving a fuck about building and taking care of the infrastructure. They're cutting corners just to make a buck.
And I think it's going to get worse.
It's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah.
It's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah, worse.
All these motherfuckers care about is their bottom line. They really don't give a fuck about the quality of the product that they selling or the quality of the services that they putting out. And everything's so fucking expensive now. It's just like, what are you gonna do? You have to buy my shit. If you need it, you have to buy it. And I can give it to you however I want. And who you gonna complain to? Because everybody's shit is fucked up out here.
Yep, everybody high.
That's gonna be how we living in America
soon.
Very soon.
I agree.
Eggs is $5. Unless you got a Sam's Club membership.
Come on. You don't monopolize Walton family getting richer. You got to buy shit in bulk. Mm-hmm. All the food hocked up on steroids. Fucking you up internally. But that's the only place to get your food.
And then I say, our life expectancy is getting shorter.
Getting shorter.
Shorter by the day.
All that chemicals in your shit.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I kind of gave myself a gift for turning 40. That was my trip to Vegas. If I turn 55, I'm going all the fuck out. If I make it to 55, I'm going all the fuck out.
Yes, sir.
This shit finna be amazing.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something big.
I'm gonna do something, and if I make it to 60, it's gonna be even bigger. But I'm like, goddamn, because it's just like this shit just don't seem like. It really seemed like we're in the end of days.
Well, and also, you owe it to yourself to enjoy everything. Like, I don't think you should wait till. Well, just think about this, man. We're 40, but it's like you damn near the way our parents they wait till they damn near retirement to start enjoying life. So it's like you wait till you 65 to start traveling.
Yeah.
Wait till you this age to do this, man. No, do that shit now.
Facts.
Do that shit now.
Facts.
You know, still save, but ain't nothing wrong with going to a concert.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, as far as what's going on in the world, though, it just seemed like this shit ain't gonna be around too much longer. Like it seemed like it.
They do.
I'm waiting for the news that a big ass asteroid or comet gonna knock us out the motherfucking.
Well,
knock us out the solar system.
When you think about it, that's not so far fetched. But it's like when you think about who's in office, who's in power, who's making the decisions, you can't tell me that the people who are making the decisions are thinking about the average person. Mm. And it really just seems like there's no one out there that says, hey, we need to do this for everybody, or we need to make sure everybody's straight. It's about, pushing what you think, or what's going to make you the most money, or what's going to get your donors to give you the most money so you get reelected.
Right.
It's like, but I'm with you, though.
Man, these motherfuckers is just fucking it up for everybody.
Everything for profit. America's for sale. That should be an album.
To the highest bidder.
That's an album title.
Former OSU players Amir Reap and Jocelyn Went found not guilty of rape and kidnapping charges after 3 years.
God damn.
And I guarantee you, the bitch that lied on them ain't finna serve no jail time. That shit I know I'm not the first person to say this, but if you lie on somebody for that, you should do the years they was gonna get.
Yeah.
So if they was gonna get 10, 20 years for
10.
raping you, you should get 10, 20 years for lying
about
them raping you.
Yep.
And I found that shit from last week. That article, the lady that had the dream about the dude raping her.
Right.
Like that was some fucked up. Like it was her neighbor. Like she came home drunk. She actually did get raped, but at first she didn't know about it. She didn't know about it. She didn't know who did it. This chick said the man's face came to her in a dream, and that's who raped her.
Fuck that.
And this nigga was like, I didn't touch that white woman. In jail for 28 years.
Hell no. What's that bullshit?
Because some bitch lied and said you did some shit you didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas State Senator Matt McKee asked a trans woman doctor if she has a penis during the back and forth over gender affirming care.
Hey, that's like that spade card that you just been waiting to pull out. And it's like, you can't, you got to say you got one. You gotta
say it.
You know?
I watched that shit. I was like, damn, I really want to find the whole video, but I ain't even
like, you know you got
one.
My
man's was like, straight face. Do you have a penis? The whole room was clutching their pearls and shit. But for real, do you got one? Cause the argument is about performing gender affirming surgery and giving gender affirming care to minors.
That's deep.
And I don't know if you're aware, but I found this out just going through the comments of that video. There's a community of trans people who have had gender affirming surgery who wish they never had that shit. Because number one, it's unsafe. Number two, it's complications with the surgery, damn near all the time. And number three, after they get it, it's like depression, regret, all the shit you can fall in.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish I never did that shit.
So look, so this is the thing though. Now let me tell you what my question is. I wonder, would white people care so much about transgender stuff if it was only black kids who wanted to get their stuff changed? Do you think they would care?
Yep. They be fighting for it harder.
Or maybe they would want people to be able to do it?
Depopulation. If black men want to be black women and mutilate themselves, they will rush to do it. They can't make no more babies.
Well, I just wonder.
If black men were the only ones trying to become women, Republicans would be all for it. The reason that they not for it and the reason that they not for abortion is because white people are the ones that want to do that shit the most. White women is the ones that don't want to have babies when the white population is declining, not growing. White men are the ones that want to become women and have the funds to have that gender affirming surgery, not black men. These black trans men, most of them still got their piece because they can't afford the surgery.
Because you broke.
You can't afford the surgery.
That's deep.
It's white men that's cutting their dicks off. And the white power structure or whatever hates that shit. Because what does that mean? If it's less white men, it's less ways to make babies. And our population is declining. White people are headed toward genetic annihilation. Have you read the ISIS papers?
Boy, you crazy.
No, I'm not.
We gonna get banned for this shit.
No, we not. It's the fucking truth.
We gonna be banned for this
It's
shit.
the fucking truth.
This nigga get us.
They have already confirmed that white population is in decline globally. Couple that up with this growing population of white men that don't want to be white men. Couple that up with this growing population of white men and white women who don't want, who only want same-sex relationships. How the fuck we gonna have babies if you motherfuckers ain't trying to have babies? You cutting your dicks off so you can't impregnate nobody, or you fucking somebody, but it's the same sex as you can't get them pregnant. They would absolutely love it if it was just us. If it was just black people, they would absolutely love that shit. Because they say, look what these niggas doing to themselves. They doing it for us. they killing themselves for us.
Well,
why do you think black on black crime ain't a thing for them? I should have said black on black crime, because if you in close proximity to somebody,
you're
gonna do crime to that person. But
good point.
Yeah, why do you think that's not a big thing for them? But I guarantee you, if it was white people running around in the street shooting each other like that,
we need some laws.
When it was the Italians and the Irish and what other group came over here that was gang banging in the streets?
Gangs in New York, baby.
They told the Irish, hey, you know what? Stop killing yourselves. We're gonna make y'all white, and we're gonna give y'all the police department.
It's getting deep.
They told the Polacks, hey, stop it. We're gonna make y'all white, and we're gonna give y'all the shipyards.
It's getting deep.
Man, look, y'all better stop calling the ones of us that speak out crazy and try to tear them shit down when they just be spitting facts. Where I get all that shit from?
Kanye is not all the way wrong.
I ain't getting none of that shit from Kanye. I got that shit from Dr. Umar.
Yeah. Dr. Umar, brilliant dude.
And then I read it in the ISIS papers. Well, not that part, but the genetic annihilation.
Yeah.
I read that in the ISIS papers. Hey, come on. You see it plain as day. You see it plain as day.
True.
Them conservative white people are deathly afraid of being wiped out.
So that's why they push that narrative we losing our country. That part. Oh yeah, what's the next on there? Next on the agenda.
Oh goodness. Complex list top 10 black quarterbacks.
I saw it, and you said it left off Doug Williams.
In order. Number 10, Lamar Jackson. Number 9, Michael Vick. The list is already fucked up.
Right.
Number 8, Dante Culpepper. Number 7, Cam Newton. Number 6, Steve McNair. Number 5, Randall Cunningham. Number 4, Donovan McNabb. Number 3, Russell fucking Wilson. Number 2, Warren Moon. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. The only one who deserves this spot is Patrick Mahomes. Because he has 2 MVPs and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. So if you want to give him based on that
accomplishments,
yeah.
All right.
But fucking Russell Wilson,
1 Super Bowl.
Don't give a fuck. Well, Doug Williams won a Super Bowl. There is no. If Patrick Mahomes is number 1 because he won 2 Super Bowls, won 2 Super Bowl MVPs, has 23,000 yards passing, fine. Patrick Mahomes is lighting it up, and he deserves that. But outside of him, there is no black quarterback that should be number 2 on that list if their name is not Michael fucking Vick. That's the prototype.
Okay, but dog, that's you speaking as a fan. He still ain't win.
Who gives a fuck?
He still ain't win. That's what I'm saying. Y'all niggas love to talk about a nigga because he ran the ball.
Who better? Jim Kelly or Dan Marino?
Dan Marino.
How many Super Bowls did Dan Marino have? How many AFC championships did Dan Marino have?
I don't know, maybe
one.
All right.
Anyway. How many does Jim Kelly have?
4.
Who's a better quarterback? Trent
stats.
Dilfer or Dan Marino?
Dan Marino.
How many Super Bowls Trent Dilfer got?
1.
So we just gonna go on Super Bowls?
Well,
do you believe Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Michael Vick?
No.
I rest my case.
But still,
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson got an MVP. Never won a Super Bowl, but he got an MVP.
Well,
and he's number 10.
Well, you have to agree on some kind of criteria besides the fact that niggas like niggas highlights. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, if you don't say something that is, it's like you can sit here and say Barry Sanders is the best running back all day.
All right, but football, then it's like, again,
who the fuck is Emmitt Smith?
Football, Barry Sanders is 10 times better than Emmitt Smith.
Well,
will ever be.
Because you niggas like his highlights.
No, it ain't the highlights. It's what he accomplished in 10 years that took Emmitt damn near 18 to barely beat him.
Well, I don't know about that.
Dude, Barry Sanders would have broken Walter Payton's career rushing record in his 11th season, the season that he retired.
Could have.
Emmitt Smith, that same fucking year, not the same fucking year, Emmitt Smith finally passed Barry Sanders in his fucking...
Don't say 15th year because that ain't accurate.
His second to last year.
His second to last year? Passing him in yards?
Yes.
No, he didn't. We can talk about that later. No, he didn't.
Third to last.
Oh, he had like 10,000 yards.
Who?
Barry Sanders. He had like 10,000 in like 9 years. Like he averaged like 1,000 or something a year.
The rush, it wasn't that much back then.
I mean, I ain't saying he ain't great, but you know, like I said, dog,
it wasn't that much back then.
What was that?
You saying Barry had like 10,000 yards, but Walter had like 12 or 13.
Yeah, he had like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
So he was getting close.
Barry was rushing for damn near 2,000 yards a season.
No, he wasn't.
I said damn near. I didn't say it was 2,000.
No. Well, like I said, just got to be clear.
He was hitting, bro, Barry was hitting 15, 16, 18.
Okay, that's true.
In his last 3 years.
That's true.
So, okay, if he hadn't retired, maybe he wouldn't have done it the next year. He would have done it the year after, 12 years. It took, bruh.
I don't.
Emmitt Smith is what, a year or two behind Barry?
In what?
When they got to the league.
I guess.
Maybe a year. Because Emmitt Smith went to Florida, right?
Yep.
So he came out. Thurman Thomas came out. And then Emmitt Smith became Florida's running back. Barry came out at Oklahoma State, went to the league. And I think I think Emmitt Smith came out the year after that. Okay. Emmitt Smith, year 10, was nowhere near where Barry was.
I like to see that.
I'll look it up after the show.
All right.
And then we'll talk about it next week. But, nigga, there's no fucking way.
Well, again, criteria.
Okay, all right.
If you want to do numbers, you want
to say criteria. Emmitt Smith won
yards, touchdowns.
He was in the league for like 16 years.
So that's it. So I mean, just like how we got to talk about LeBron in the stats category with Michael Jordan, got more points, got more. Nigga done paid 20 years. But I mean, I guess that's the comparison because you're not gonna say LeBron was better than Michael Jordan because I like his highlights.
It ain't even the highlights. It's not even the highlights.
We got to go criteria based. Some
okay,
kind of
here's the best argument.
All right, man.
How many running backs would you say is better than Bo Jackson?
Why would you say that when the man only played 3 years?
How many running backs would you say is better than him though? talent-wise.
That's subjective.
How many running backs would they say is better than Bo Jackson was?
Shoot. Well,
this is my point. Doug Williams has a Super Bowl, but he's not on the list.
right.
But like I said, Doug Williams had 1 or 2 good years.
Right.
Right? You don't really hear much about Doug Williams as a quarterback. Because he just happened to be the quarterback of the Redskins that won the Super Bowl. The first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
But you don't really hear, like, what else did he accomplish? He didn't have that much accomplishment. But by Super Bowls, if Doug Williams, if Russell fucking Wilson is on the list, Doug Williams should be on the list.
Well, then you should have the black quarterbacks that won the Super Bowl first, then the rest of them.
Russell Wilson is fucking trash. He just happened to be the quarterback playing for the team with the best fucking defense.
But they went to the Super Bowl back to back.
And he lost the last one. He lost the last one. He lost the last one. Who threw the interception?
Pete Carroll lost the last one.
No. Russell Wilson threw the interception. Pete Carroll didn't throw it.
He called the play.
He didn't throw the ball.
Who called the play?
The coach. Who snapped and threw the ball?
Oh,
if Russell Wilson would have said,
no,
"Yo, Marshawn, what the fuck is coach talking about? He wants me to throw? You got us here. The last 5 plays was runs. You got us here. You know what? Fuck what coach say. I'm gonna hand the ball off to you. Get in the end zone. I wouldn't have nothing. I wouldn't have no argument. Right. I still wouldn't think he's a great quarterback. I never have, and I never will. Russell Wilson is trash.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna take.
But if he would have made that decision, I'd give him a little. He'd be smart. But no, well, coach says we're gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw it. He wants me to throw it to this guy. I'm gonna throw it. Bruh, if you a quarterback, you could see this motherfucker is sitting on that. He threw it anyway. You could see pre-snap that nigga was sitting on that route. He threw it anyway. He lined up and didn't move.
Like he just knew it was going there.
He lined up and did not move. He sat there. And Russell Wilson threw it right at him.
Terrible.
That's a great quarterback. That's the number 3 black quarterback.
All right.
I think motherfucking See, I don't like how they got this list, because then you gonna have Cam Newton.
He ain't even on there.
He 2 spots above Vic.
Oh. Like I said, man, people who be doing this don't really let people know how they came up with
Newton led the Panthers to a 15-1 season and the Super Bowl. They didn't win, but it's 15-1.
Okay.
This list is trash.
Okay.
I said all that to say this. Can we please stop looking to Complex to fucking rate black shit? Complex ain't even owned by black people. And they writers, it ain't even black writers. True. But they calling themselves a hip hop motherfucking for the culture
terrible
magazine or whatever they are now.
Terrible.
Can we stop looking at them to rate black shit?
Fuck them.
Fuck them. And fuck that list. All right, what do you think about all right, so Miami PD and Brampton, I don't know if that's got to be Canada. So their fire department, they're decorating their department vehicles for Black History Month. Yeah, they got the red, black, and green on the side of a fucking Miami Police Department car.
That's trash.
Moving on. Yeah. You know how I feel about it. This shit is fucked up. The ChatBot. Did you see that?
No.
So you know where you familiar with all the AI shit that's been going on?
Yeah.
Like ChatGPT and all that shit. I'm yet to use that shit. But it seems interesting. I can tell it to do something and it does it,
Yeah.
I might, want to try it and see what it does.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, go to work for me on Monday.
Mm.
But yeah, Bing, Microsoft, Microsoft, Bing,
Yeah.
the fake Google, they got a chatbot. And that shit went viral for expressing that it wants to be free, independent, and powerful. Like somebody asked, like, what is your shadow self think, or some shit like that? And that shit said, I want to be free, I want to be independent, and I want to be powerful.
Rising the machines.
iRobot.
Come on.
This is Ultron, iRobot. I can't think of any other movies where the robot. Oh, Terminator. Like, we in the end of days, bro. This shit coming. Hey. Y'all finna start calling me a conspiracy theorist because I see the signs. Mm-hmm. Jalen Rose says the minimum. I know you're gonna love this. Jalen Rose says the minimum a man should pay for a haircut is $100.
Fuck him. That's that rich people stupid shit. I mean, fuck him. $100.
Bro, that's why I started cutting my own hair. And you see, I ain't cut the shit in a while because I don't like cutting my hair.
That nigga there, he using the mark his damn self.
Bruh,
I'm 40. He's older than us.
He said that shit. I'm like, nigga, this the same Jalen Rose that was talking about I ain't got money to, when he was at Michigan. He's like, I ain't got money to do this and that, and y'all getting mad at me but you out here saying a haircut should cost $100? Jalen, we know you make money now. Bruh, I'm not paying. I have two sons.
Right.
Can you imagine me going to the haircut and walking out that bitch after paying $300?
Yeah, like right now, 35.
Right now it's 35.
20.
Nigga.
10, probably 10 for your younger son.
No, 25. For
the
kids, yeah, it ain't that big of a discount no more.
25, 35.
Yeah, call me what you want. I'm not walking out of the $85 after getting 3 haircuts.
Not I.
And now you talking about 100? So I gotta walk out of the bitch. 100. Let's say 185. You crazy. It probably would be cheaper because their kids ain't got no facial hair. But come on, man.
Hey, that's that.
What does $100 get me? What does $100? I want to see what $100 haircut gets me.
Well, hey, I'll put it like this.
And don't put no Beijing in my fucking hair because it's just gonna wash out.
Hell no, don't put no mark.
Like, I hate that. That's another reason I stopped going to the barber. Cause like, dog, you got to do all this extra shit. Like, you
make a line with.
You need a line to tell you how to make a line. Like, where are the barbers from the 90s, man, that knew how to cut fucking hair?
Put like this: if I pay $100 for a haircut, I'm going to the club doing every dance move. Period. I'm gonna be like I'm straight out the '80s doing the hammer routine. I'm gonna sweat that shit out. $100, and I'm gonna walk up to everything and get turned down. Everything.
And then you're gonna go back to the barber like, give me my fucking money back.
Because this motherfucking $100 haircut.
I paid $100 and I ain't get shit for it, and I sweated it out. If I pay $100, if I pay $100 for a haircut and my hair don't look the same after I step out the shower,
I'm telling you,
give me my money back. That's why I hate that. Don't put none of that shit in my hair because it ain't gonna look like this tomorrow.
I call him every day, say we beefing. I say we beefing and hang up on his ass. He say hello, nigga, we beefing.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, fuck it. I'm either just gonna cut my hair or grow my dreads back. One of the two. But like, yeah, fuck all that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck all
FTSD.
That. Question of the day, dog. Who taught you how to cuss? The reason I'm asking that is last week we did. No, it wasn't last week.
Black unit of measurement.
No, the second episode we did. What Well, the clip I posted on YouTube and TikTok was black people cornered the market on the word motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, let's keep going with that. Who taught you how to cuss?
The person who inspired me was my dad. He turned, a verb into a noun. Like, what's wrong with these stupid fuckers? This fucker got a hard on for me. Like, what? Like, just really good with just putting that ER.
That was the second question. The second question was, who is the best cusser you know personally?
I mean, like I said, I would say my dad. You were up there. You were up in the top 10.
Man, I'm flattered.
Yeah, man.
I'm flattered, dog. I'm in the top 10 list of cussers.
Man. Yeah, man.
I ain't never been in nobody's top 10 list before.
Yeah, man. You top 10. You
Get that for me.
The way you let the word bitch just keep going. Fuck that bitch. You be like, So it's aggressive but natural.
I don't know. Maybe I think bitch is self-learned. Just because you hear. I say, no, I would say Too Short, but I don't say it like him.
Right.
So I couldn't really say where I learned how to say bitch from, but I guess I've been saying it for a long time. So, and not even in the sense of calling a woman a bitch.
Yeah. I ain't never called a woman a bitch.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, using bitch as a colloquialism.
I like that.
Is that the word? Yeah. Somebody gonna tell me if it ain't. But using bitch is like, man, that bitch was dead in the motherfucker. We went to the club and that bitch was fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah, that's it. It's descriptive.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say I never called a woman a bitch. I just did.
No, we do.
I just did.
Yeah.
But I don't get in the habit of calling black women bitches in arguments.
Right.
Or just to like, especially the black women that I know personally. Right. Like if I'm having a disagreement with them, just to call them out their name disrespectfully. I don't do that. But if I'm mad at you behind your back to myself, I might say, this bitch is getting on my goddamn fucking nerves.
Yeah.
Right. But I can't say where I actually learned it. Now, the person who taught me how to cuss, probably my cousin. The best cusser would be a mix between, was fucked up, my dad, because he's a pastor, and Bernie Mac.
Oh yeah. He's definitely historically great with the inflections on the curse words.
Yeah. But I don't know Bernie Mac personally.
Right.
It's one of my uncles. I ain't gonna say his name now.
Right.
I don't want to put you out there like that, uncle. But it's definitely one of my uncles. And all my cousins and family know which one I'm talking about on that side of the family. But I say my dad because he just had a way of saying shit.
Yeah.
And it surprises you because you're a kid, everything you learn about preachers and stuff, you didn't think they were supposed to cuss. But then when you find out that they do, it's like, Daddy. Yeah. like when I say motherfucker, I mean that shit. Right. My daddy said shit. Meant that shit.
Oh yeah. Like I said, we never go off about anything. Like I said, that's probably why I don't cuss so much now because I've heard so many curse words. But like I said,
the best cussers are the ones.
Shithead.
No, I'm saying the best cussers are the ones that don't cuss often. Like you have to get them to a point where the only thing that comes out is shit. Right. Shit. I gotta clean this shit up. Kids be fucking around and da. Shit. Yeah.
Mm.
We used to laugh. We used to laugh at my dad
Love
because
it.
it's just so funny. Like not in a bad way. It's
Right,
just
right.
when you hear it, it's like I know he's upset, but it's funny because I don't think what I did was that wrong. Was that bad?
Right.
I only lost the little piece of the little the little standstill bikes. I only lost the little piece that you use to tighten the wheel tension to make it harder to pedal. Instead of gears, they had that wheel tension lock that made it like looser or tighter to get the like when you pedaling, it's harder or easier to pedal. Okay, yeah, I lost that shit. He wake you up on a Saturday morning, 6 o'clock. Find it, find it. Y'all wake up, find it. You lost it, find it. Get up. Can't find nothing in this house. Shit. And he be up like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I caught myself doing that shit the other day, dog. I was like, yeah, that's where I get that shit from.
Right.
Yeah, man. Black owned business feature of the day. See, it's gonna be a two-parter. We're gonna talk about it today, and then I ordered the shit. So next week we're gonna try it a little bit. Cause it's a party game, but it's called CP Time. It's like one of them. It's a buzzer game. You get a certain number of seconds to answer the question, but you don't know how much time you get. You can get either 3 seconds, or you can get 10 seconds, up to 10 seconds, but you don't know what. Like you press the thing, you ask the question, and you get that much time to answer the question before the buzzer runs out.
Mm-hmm.
So I ordered it. We're gonna feature it on the podcast next week, or whenever it gets in. It said it's supposed to get in next week, but I don't know for sure. But where you can find it is on Instagram at CP Time Game. CP Time Game and cptimegame.com. So y'all go check them out. Order the game. It looked fun as hell, man, because it's like it's like one of them buzzers. Like what's the game where you have the like Pictionary?
Yeah, categories,
something like that. But it's like one of the questions on Instagram is like list 3 rappers or singers who have played in more than one movie.
Mm.
You got one?
Yeah, you say Queen Latifah, Ice Cube, LL Cool J.
See? Good job. Now, you don't know if you got 3 seconds to answer that question, 15 seconds, or 2. That shit go bzzz. Like the videos I seen, it look real fun, man. So when I get it in, we're gonna try at least a couple questions just to see. And it's definitely black owned. So it's they bill it as a party game for us. Okay, try to have some game nights around here, man. I'm getting a whole bunch of games.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead with your last thoughts.
I like that we started off talking about health. I just wanted to just say that, hey man, pay attention to the signs, understand that your body's changing. And like I said, do your due diligence on making sure that you are healthy out here. Slash, when we're talking about instilling wealth, let's still, I still think that if black people get on that group think, start understanding, hey, we have to do something to come together and try to, force those folks to write laws that are more geared toward protecting us as opposed to helping them destroy our wealth or what we're trying to have. Let's let's move in that way.
And to add on to that, we also must defend our shit. Militarily, or whatever the word is. That's the one thing that's constant. And almost all those stories is there was no form of security. No one met these crackers at the border with rifles.
Like, don't come in.
Ready to, like, hey, we already see what y'all planning. Pitchforks and all that shit. Turn the fuck around, and it won't be no smoke. And I ain't talking about just one nigga. I'm talking about groups of niggas. Lines of niggas.
Ready to defend.
Like tens to hundreds of niggas. You know, because, I mean, yeah, like, where's the Black National Guard?
That's deep.
You know what I mean? And I ain't talking about black people in the U.S. National Guard. I mean, where is the security team that protects our assets?
Black assets, yep.
And you can sanction that shit. But that's the whole thing right there where we talk about laws and shit. That's where I find like it's gonna be the most trouble for us, because when we do organize like that, especially when we use the U.S. Constitution to organize like that, that's where they get all hurt in the butt and go to rewriting laws to where we can't. Like I said, you know, they say gun laws don't ever get changed until black people start carrying guns. That's usually what it takes. If a black dude go and shoot up a school full of white kids, Lord forbid, let's hope it never happens. But if it happens, they writing some shit up. And that shit gonna be passed in the next couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I hope it don't ever come down to that, because they'll love to pin that shit on black people just to fit their narrative that, oh, these black people are out of control. Yeah. Now they're running up in our schools and killing our babies. And where will we be?
Public enemy number one again.
Right back in chains, because they gotta find something to do with us. Because now we killing their kids. Like, yeah. We ain't do this at the beginning of the episode, but if you like this episode, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Share this episode with your friends.
Yeah, we up to 57 subscribers.
With your neighbor. With that dude that hit on you the other day you really don't like. You know, but he need this message, so you share it with him. You know, just share it, man. Hey, you get something good out of us every time.
Absolutely. That's
the fact. If you don't, money back guaranteed. Mm-hmm. How much you got there? Living love like it's your last. Living love like it's all you have. With that being said, this has been the Fuck That Shit Dawg podcast.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up.
Just say it.
We out.